channel and being part of the community. We are still reading the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus. And we are reading from chapter 7. Verse 8. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Pharaoh will ask you to prove your power. He will ask you to do a miracle. Tell Aaron to throw his walking stick on the ground while Pharaoh is watching. The stick will become a snake. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and obeyed the Lord. Aaron threw his walking stick down while Pharaoh and his officers watched. The stick became a snake. So Pharaoh called for his wise men and the magicians. These men used their magic, and they were able to do the same thing as Aaron. They threw their walking stick on the ground, and their stick became a snake. But then Aaron's walking stick ate theirs. Pharaoh still refused to let the people go, just as the Lord had said. Pharaoh refused to listen to Moses and Aaron. But something is not clear to me. If you have been following the reading earlier on in other videos, we have seen that when Moses met with the Lord in the burning bush, he said, I am going to make Pharaoh to be stubborn. And now Pharaoh is stubborn. So what is really going on? Because if he wants the people of Israel to leave Egypt, why did he make Pharaoh to be stubborn? Put it in the comment section. What do you think about that? Let's continue the reading. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh is being stubborn. You see, that's what I was asking. He refused to let the people go. In the morning, Pharaoh will go out to the river. Go to him by the edge of the Nile River. Take the walking stick that became a snake. Tell him this, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, sent me to you. He told me to worship him in the desert. Until now, you have not listened to the Lord. So the Lord says that he will do something to show you that he is the Lord. I will hit the water of the Nile River with this walking stick in my hand, and the river will turn into blood. The fish in the river will die, and the river will begin to stink. The river will begin to stink. Then the Egyptians will not be able to drink the water from the river. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron to hold the walking stick in his hand over the river, canals, lake, and every place where water will run into blood. In every place where they store water, when he does this, all the water will turn into blood." So Moses and Aaron did what the Lord commanded. Aaron raised the walking stick and hit the water in the Nile River. He did this in front of Pharaoh and his officials. So all the water in the river changed into blood. The fish in the river died, and the river began to stink. And the river began to stink. So the Egyptian could not drink water from the river. The blood was everywhere in Egypt. The magicians used their magic to do the same thing. So Pharaoh refused to listen to Moses and Aaron. This happened just as the Lord said. Pharaoh ignored what Moses and Aaron done. He turned and went into his house. The Egyptian could not drink the water from the river, so they dug wells around the river for water to drink. Seven-day pass after the Lord changed the Nile River. Then the Lord told Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and tell him that the Lord said, 'Let my people go to worship me.' If you refuse my people, to let my people go, then I will fill Egypt with frogs Nile River will be filled. I mean, the Nile will fill Egypt with frogs. The Nile River will be filled with frogs. They will come from the river and enter your houses. They will be in the houses of your officials and in your ovens and in your jars of waters. The frogs will be all over you, your people, and your official. And then the Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron to hold the walking stick in his hand over the canal, rivers, and the lake. Then the frogs will come out onto the land of Egypt. So Aaron raised his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs began to come out of the water and covered the whole land of Egypt. The magician used their magic to do the same thing, so even more frogs came out into the land in Egypt. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, ask the Lord to remove the frogs from me and my people. I will let the people go to offer sacrifice to the Lord. Moses said to Pharaoh, I will pray for you, your people and your official. Then the frogs will leave. Then the frogs will leave you and your houses. They will remain only in the river. When do you want the frogs to go away? When do you want the frogs to go away? Pharaoh said, tomorrow. Moses said, it will happen as you said. In this way, you will know that there is no God like the Lord our God. The frogs will leave you, your house, your officials, and your people. They will remain only in the river. Moses and Aaron left. Moses prayed to the Lord about the frogs he had sent against the Pharaoh. And the Lord did what Moses asked. The frogs died in the houses, in the yards, and in the field. They began to rot, and the whole country began to stink. But when Pharaoh saw that they were free from the frogs, he again became stubborn. Pharaoh did not do what Moses and Aaron had asked him to do. happened just as the Lord had said. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron to raise his stick and hit the dust on the ground, and everything in Egypt dust will become lice." They did this again. They did this. Aaron raised the stick in his hand and hit the dust on the ground, and everything in Egypt, the dust became lice. The lice got into the animals and the people. The magicians used their magic and tried to do the same thing, but the magicians could not make lice come out from the dust. The lice remain on the animals and people. So the magician told Pharaoh that the power of God did this, but Pharaoh refused to listen to them. This happened as the Lord had said. We proceed to verse 20. The Lord said to Moses, "Get up in the morning and go to Pharaoh. He will go out to the river and tell him that the Lord says, 'Let my people go and worship me. If you don't let my people go, the flies will come into your houses. The flies will be on you and your officials, and the house of Egypt will be full of flies. They will be all over the ground too. But I will not treat the Israelites the same as the Egyptians. There will be no any flies in Goshen, where my people live. In this way you will know that I, the Lord, I am in this land. So tomorrow I will treat my people differently from your people. This will be my proof." So the Lord did just what he said. Millions of flies came into Egypt, and flies were in Pharaoh's house, and they were were all over Egypt. The flies were ruining the country. So Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and told them, offer sacrifice to your God here in this country. But Moses said, it would be not right to do that. The Egyptians think it is trouble to do that. The Egyptians think it is terrible to kill animal as a sacrifice for the Lord our God. If we do this here, the Egyptians will see us and throw stones at us and kill us. Let us go 3 days into the desert and offer sacrifice to the Lord our God. This is what the Lord told us to do. So Pharaoh said, I will let you go and offer sacrifice to the Lord your God in the desert, but you must not go very far now. Go and pray for me. Moses said, look, I will leave and ask the Lord to remove the flies from you, your people, and your officials tomorrow. But you must not stop the people from offering sacrifice to the Lord. So Moses left Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord, and the Lord did what Moses asked. He removed the flies from Egypt. He removed the flies from Pharaoh and his officials and his people. None of the flies remained. But Pharaoh again became stubborn and did not let the people go. Then the Lord told Moses to go to Pharaoh and tell him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews says, let my people go to worship me. If you continue to hold them and refuse, let them go. Then the Lord will use his power against your animals in the field. Now I begin to understand. I might have an answer for the question that I threw out earlier. That why God has made Pharaoh to be stubborn. Yes, now I think that he's making Pharaoh to be stubborn so that the people will know that he is God and he is all powerful. That's what I think, and I don't know what you think. Let me know in the comment section. He said, then the Lord will use his power against your animals in the field. He will cause all the horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, and sheep to get sick with a terrible disease. But the Lord will treat Israel animal differently from the animal of Egypt. None of the animals that belong to the Israelites will die. The Lord has set the time for this to happen. Tomorrow, He will make this happen in this country. The next morning, all the farm animals in Egypt died, but none of the animals that belonged to the Israelites died. Pharaoh sent people to see if any of the animals of Israel died. Not one of them died, but Pharaoh remained stubborn and did not let the people go. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Fill your hands with the ashes from our friends." Moses, you throw the ashes into the air in front of Pharaoh. This will become dust that will go throughout the land of Egypt. Whenever the dust touches a person or an animal in Egypt, sores will break out on the skin. So Moses and Aaron took ashes from us and went and stood before Pharaoh. Moses threw the ashes into the air, and sores began breaking out on the people and animals. The magician could not stop Moses from doing this because even the magicians had the swords. This happened everywhere in Egypt, but the Lord made Pharaoh stubborn so he refused to listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord had said. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Get up in the morning and go to Pharaoh. Tell him that the Lord, the God of Hebrews says, 'Let my people go and worship me.' This time I will use my full power against you, your officials and your people. Then you will know that there is no God in the world like me. I will use my power and curse a disease that would wipe you and your people off the earth. But I have put you here for a reason. I have put you here so that I could show you my power. Then people will all over the world will learn about me. You are still against my people. You are not letting them go free. So at this time tomorrow, I will cause a very bad hailstorm. There has never been a hailstorm like this in Egypt, not since Egypt became a nation. Now, you must put your animals in a safe place. Everything you own that is now in the field must be put in a safe place. Any person or animal that remains in the field will be killed. The hail will fall on everything that is not gathered into your house. So, some of Pharaoh's officials paid attention to the Lord's message. They quickly put all of their animals and slaves into houses, but other people ignored the Lord's message, and lots of their slaves and animals that were in the field, the Lord told Moses, raise your hand into the air, and the hail will start falling all over Egypt, and the hail will fall on all the people, animals, and plants in all the fields of Egypt. So Moses raised his walking stick into the air, and the Lord caused thunder, lightning, and hail. The hail fell all over Egypt. The hail was falling, and lightning was flashing all through it. There was a hailstorm that had ever hit Egypt since it became a nation. The storm destroyed everything in the field in Egypt. The hail destroyed people, animals, and plants. The hail also broke all the trees in the field. The only place that did not get destroyed was the land of Goshen, where the Israelites live. Pharaoh sent for Moses and Aaron and told them, "This time I have sinned. The Lord is right, and I and my people are wrong. The hail and thunder from God are too much. Ask God to stop the storm, and I will let you go. You don't have to stay here." Moses told Pharaoh, when I leave the city, I will lift my hand in prayer to the Lord, and the thunder and the hail will stop. Then you will know that the Lord is in this land. But I know that you and your officials don't really know that you and your officials don't really fear and respect the Lord yet. The flax had already developed its seed, and the barley was already blooming. So these plants were destroyed, but wheat and its field ripened later. Then the other grains, so that plants were Moses left Pharaoh and went outside the city, he lifted his hands in prayer to the Lord, and the thunder and the hail stopped. And then even the rain stopped. When Pharaoh saw that the rain, hail, and thunder had stopped, he again did wrong. He and his officials became stubborn again. Pharaoh refused to let the Israelites go free, just as the Lord had said through Moses. I hope you enjoyed the reading today. Stay blessed and remember you always be kind to yourself. And remember that God said, bring all your heavy load to me, for I shall give you